Southampton's survival fight has been sparked into life by, well, Sparky. Of course, Dusan Tadic deserves a huge slice of credit. His double in this South Coast derby against Bournemouth providing the Saints hopes of staving off relegation a colossal boost. But their manager Mark Hughes, too, is justified the acclaim thrown in his direction. Southampton, 3-4-2-1, McCarthy 7.5, Bednarek 7, Yoshida 7, Hote 7.5, Cedric 7, Romeu 7.5, Lemina 8, Bertrand 7, Tadic 8.5, Ward-Prowse 87, Redmond 6.5, Long 58, Austin 6.5, Hojbjerg 72. Subs: Forster, Stevens, Long, Gabbiadini, Sims. Booked: McCarthy, Bednarek, Hojbjerg, Ward-Prowse, Cedric. Hughes, 7.5 Bournemouth, Begovic 7, Francis 5.5, Cook 5, Ake 6.5, Fraser 6.5, Lewis 6.5, Gosling 6, Sermon 72, Daniels 6, Musat 6, Ibe 64, 6, King 6.5, Wilson 6, Defoe 64. Subs: Boric, Pugh, Smith, Mings. Howe, 6 Referee, Anthony Taylor at 31. 778 Mom, Tadic. This is how Dusan Tadic gave Southampton the lead in the 25th minute on Saturday afternoon in the Premier League. Click here to take a look at our match zone. Southampton were a sinking ship when he took over in March. After this crucial win against their bitter rivals, hope springs eternal. Stoke's unlikely draw at Liverpool in the early kickoff plunged Southampton even deeper into the relegation mire, Hughes' side dropping down a place to 19th before they'd even kicked a ball. Nevertheless, the Saints knew exactly what was at stake. Victory would provide themselves with a fighting chance of survival. Defeat didn't even bear thinking about. Bournemouth, barring a mathematical miracle, went into the clash safe in the knowledge that they'll remain a Premier League outfit next season. Indeed, the visiting supporters made hay of their neighbours' precarious future, incessantly goading all those with Saints connections about the possibility of spending next season in the Championship. In the end, Southampton had the loudest of last laughs. Hughes' men were nervy from the outset. They were bound to be given what was at stake. Jan Bednarek looked to be suffering from the jitters more than most. The central defender, with no one near him, nearly firing Lys Musat's cross into his own net in the 10th minute. St. Mary's breathed a huge sigh of relief. You'd imagine Hughes had a little puff of his cheeks too. Slowly, though, the Saints asserted their authority. Ryan Bertrand and Oriol Romeu had shots blocked in quick succession. Southampton's breakthrough arrived in the 25th minute. If they'd been this ruthless all season, then the Saints would surely not be in their current predicament. Within seconds of defending a Ryan Fraser cross, Dusan Tadic was firing Southampton ahead. Nathan Redmond and, in particular, Mario Lemina deserve much of the credit. The Gabon international's perfectly timed pass allowing Tadic to stroke past Asmir Begovic. You felt for Charlie Daniels, who left to fend for himself as Southampton countered, but the execution of the breakaway was cutthroat. St. Mary's was rocking. Hughes flung his arms in the air. He knew what victory would mean. Southampton could easily have extended their lead if it wasn't for Begovic, who produced excellent stops from Charlie Austin and Lemina's long-range strikes. Saints were cruising. But when you're in a relegation scrap, life finds a way to bite you on the backside. It wasn't as if Southampton weren't warned. Alex McCarthy producing an excellent point-blank stop to deny Nathan Ake, who skillfully turned Maya Yoshida moments before striking in the 44th minute. And then on the stroke of half-time, Bournemouth leveled to leave Southampton on their knees. In the end, Josh King had the simplest of tasks of firing home at the back post after a Simon Francis header from Fraser's corner. Why King was afforded the freedom of St. Mary's to equalise would have been a question Hughes demanded an answer to at half-time. But Southampton had far greater answers to respond to as they sought to ensure King's goal would not take the wind out of their sails. Credit to Hughes' men, they mustered the most emphatic of ripostes to regain the lead inside 10 minutes of the restart. From Bournemouth defender Steve Cook's perspective, it was a disaster. His attempts to chest McCarthy's pun upfield was almost comical. Tadic's cold-blooded execution of punishing Cook's mistake certainly had the Saints supporters laughing as the Serbian drove into the area before arrowing his strike past Begovic. Had the Bournemouth keeper not saved Shane Long's instinctive effort and then from Bertrand, the hosts may have been spared the gut-wrenching finale. Likewise, had Lemina and Long not been wasteful after Francis' suicidal pass deep inside his own half, then Hughes would have been able to relax instead of constantly pacing up and down his technical area in a panic. Wesley Hote produced an excellent last-ditch challenge to deny substitute Jermaine Defoe in the 77th minute before McCarthy produced another excellent stop to deny Fraser in the final minute. You can imagine the reaction when fourth official Stuart Atwell signalled 5 minutes of stoppage time. You can imagine the reaction when Anthony Taylor blew the final whistle.